Srinivas Rao, another student of Maheshwar Rao, which is continuing now in Kakinada. So I used to say that Iyengar has sown seeds in several places, and they are blossoming in different places. I had opportunity to visit the different districts in Maharashtra states where algologists are teachers and principals. They are all students of Professor M.S. Balakrishnan, another student of Iyengar. And of course, you don't have to ask about Chennai. There are so many from Chennai. I will just tell you certain important things that happen in algology. For many years we were studying taxonomy of algae. And Iyengar felt the school books should have the Indian examples. And then came the monographs on algae by different authors. Otherwise, we were studying fucus and laminaria in brown algae, which do not occur in India at all. Then we started studying about sargassum later. And Iyengar did so many things, but the most important thing which I think you can talk about Iyengar is the publication of Fritschella tuberosa, an organism which in a blue-green alga. We call them now cyanobacteria also. And we saw in Banaras so many people working on the genetics of blue-greens. So many strains were produced, so many mutants were studied. And that was the center for genetics of blue-green algae. I remember the lectures by Professor R.N. Singh and Professor H. Kumar. In fact, we saw in the last century a lot of academic work, understanding the algae, flora, physiology, life cycles, studying different habitats, ecology, everything was there. But there are three important persons who took these algae for what you call the human welfare. And number one is Professor Krishnamurti. He was the one who took the seaweeds to industry. I am happy to see Professor Nagaya is here. And it was Dr. Krishnamurti, he introduced the rope cultivation. I remember as a student in MSc in Andhra University in 1969, Professor V.K. had just returned from the United States. He came with this automatic slide projector with a remote control, which was not at all known to us. We didn't have a slide projector at that time. And he was showing the methods of rope cultivation, how the algae can be grown. And his contributions are being continued at the CMFRA and the CSMCRA. And now more things are being done in the Mandapam and other places. We have some very prominent youngsters like Vaibhav, Ganeshan and others. The other person, I am not going to very details, but I have just to give the highlights only. The next person is Dr. G.S. Venkatraman, who introduced the term algalization of the rice soils and the blue-green algal biofertilizers. His contributions for more than 25 to 30 years. It ended up in using the blue-green algae as biofertilizers into the rice fields. Last month I met Sunil Kabi at the IRA, and he gave me 2 packets of algal biofertilizers, which are used in a private farm. And then they developed spirulina. Once he started spirulina, there was no going back, and he became an expert in the cultivation of spirulina, mass cultivation. And Later on, people started mass cultivation, other organisms also in the safety area. Now, I will just pass on to some of the institutes now who are being very active with the algal studies. The first one that comes to my mind is my friend Professor G. Subramaniam's NFMC, National Facility for Marine Cyanobacteria. So when the blue-green algae or cyanophyta, they were being called as cyanobacteria because of their structural and other characteristics of the bacteria. So G. Subramaniam asked hydrogen production, then they can be used as a bioflocculant, as biopigments, so many things were done, and they proved that. And now I am very glad that there are two groups, one is marine cyanobacteria and freshwater cyanobacteria. Tajuddin, who are doing excellent work, and I would like to say that Tajuddin is one of the most pioneering molecular taxonomists of cyanobacteria or algae in our country. He had a training under Sandra Boyer at the United States Rensselaer Polytechnic and came back with a lot of experience. So whenever I go to some meetings, I tell the audience, young students, if you are interested in molecular biology, you contact Tajuddin. He will immediately accept you. There is no hassles. Straight away you can walk into his lab and build the techniques. Such a nice of our country. I remember still that. Then the latest hot cake of the algal research is the biofuel. So biofuel from algae. From 30 years ago, I remember people were working on hydrogen production by algae. I do not know, some people from, if there is one from Usmania University, they may remember, there is Vinay Kumar and Dr. Renuka, who started work on hydrogen production. Unfortunately, very early stage, both of them they passed away. So biofuel, then there are some work from Dr. G.S. lab. I think even now, Prabharan has got some project on biofuels and some very good projects on hydrogen production from the cyanobacteria. This biofuel was taken up by my colleague, Professor Rangasamy, the CAS in Botany. So he isolated this Botryococcus, which is known as a good source of biofuel, from different, he took samples from Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu, and they had largely, long time back, the blue-green algae, they were considered as nuisance organisms. But a new thinking or innovative thinking saw that these nuisance organisms are used as biofertilizers in fields. Because these nuisance organisms were able to tap the nitrogen from the atmosphere as nitrogen fixers, and they were used as biofertilizers. So from something with a negative angle, something positive as well. The other thing I always used to tell my friends and colleagues is that we take fire from water, grow the algae in water in mass cultivation, take the algae, produce a diesel and grow and make fire. That's something very different. Fire from water, grow them in water and take the algae and produce the diesel. I was just thinking it. I had a wild imagination. I want some of you to see. We are now, one of the biggest problems is the mosquitoes. We have come across so many mosquito repellents. Things, biofertilizers and biofuels. Now I would like our young students to think, to make something negative to positive. we have seen so much of mosquito repellents, but nothing works. You're all out of good night, only for some time. Now, from algae, that is microalgae or macroalgae, I think some of you should find out a particular compound which should attract the mosquitoes, not repel them. We have studied about pheromones and other things for trapping the insects in the agricultural fields. So find out some compound, keep it in a bottle, we let the mosquitoes go there and we can sleep there. So a wild imagination. So I would like our young students to think of something novel. I would like to once again congratulate the organizers for selecting this theme for the symposium, that is algae for human welfare. My special appreciation to Kakinada Rao, who has taken the pain of contacting many people, and my friend Subbarao. I think because of Subbarao, many people have come because of his telephoning number of times. When you are coming, he used to ask every day. So I would like to thank Subbarao and also my colleague and friend Dr. Ram Subramaniam of MS Swaminathan Research Foundation, who has been my host whenever I come to Kakinada. So thank you very much, and with these words, I think I wish the deliberations in the symposium will be very useful to everyone and will come up with new ideas. Thank you very much. Thank you. And before I take my seat, I prepared a CD of the freshwater algae and marine algae images, no description, only pictures, and give it to Srinivas Rao.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, Dr. Andhra, for your very elaborate and very comprehensive and condensed account of algae for human welfare. And really, my mind went to 1981, 82, when I was a student of first year. So, panorama of all important creation of algae for everywhere. I think the day comes without algae, man cannot live. I hope so. I request now for keynote address Professor Subramanian Garu, former director, NFMC, Bharati Vidyasangam University, Tiruchirappalli, Tamil Nadu. Sir, please.
A very good morning to all of you, to the most respected people on the dais and off the dais. If I start mentioning names, most part of my speech will be gone in that, so I'm just addressing all my friends and very senior people and young students all together. I would like to thank A.S. Rao. As Anand pointed out, the pressure exerted by Subbarao for making me come here. But of course, I always love to attend conferences like this for the reason that if you want to meet all your relatives, you don't keep going to their houses, you go for a marriage, see all of them. Like that, when you want to meet all your friends, students and others, the best thing is to attend conferences. Whether you give a talk or not, by attending them, definitely you can meet all this. So I'm really thankful for providing this opportunity to me. In fact, I'm happy that somebody asked me, you are going to a conference arranged in a college, not in the university. I said, why not? And you should really appreciate the courage of the college to organize such a conference. And not only that, I'm really excited and delighted to see such a vast array of all senior scientists, people who have really contributed so much, sitting in the front rows of this conference. It's really a great achievement for the organizers of this conference. But unfortunately, mine being a keynote address, it won't look nice if I just keep talking offhand like this. I need to project slides. So I request my friends on the dais to slightly push their seats behind so that they can view the slides.
Yes.
Re-establish this fact. Already you heard people right from the president of this function to Professor Anand talking about the importance of algae these days. So I wanted, under whom I was never a formal student. Like Ekalaiva, I learnt a lot from these two people. Those of the students who are not seen, the first one is Dr. G.S. Venkatraman, who was the pioneer in the biofertilizer area. He worked in IARI until retirement and then came to Madurai Kamaraj University and was there. Professor V. Krishnamurthy, who only recently passed away, and he was actually responsible for the CB Research and Utilization Association and all that. I learned quite a lot from him. At the age of 94, he visited without any invitation from me. He said, "GS, I want to come and see your lab in the medical college."